from your recent times with Mr. Medina, obviously he's on probation, he's charged with having done something wrong on that probation. Do you feel like he would,
Court is calling 2019 CR 5359W, State of Texas versus Nathan Deshaun Medina. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Tony Arriola for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Colin Hobbs for Mr. Medina, Your Honor?
And are you Mr. Medina?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, are you proceeding on the First Amendment motion or no?
Judge, I think we were just here for the bond today. We had
Oh, for
requested-
the bond. Okay. All right, does anybody have a copy of the bond motion?
I can run and get it. I e-filed it yesterday. It was accepted. But I assumed it was gonna be in your file, but I can go print a copy for you.
All right, if you could.
I'll be right back.
All right, just have a seat.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Oh, perfect. All right.
All right, are the parties ready on this motion? Because this was filed on May 25th, 2021. Are you all ready to proceed on the motion to revoke or no?
I hadn't discussed it. I probably have additional witnesses for the purpose of that hearing, Your Honor. He just got arrested. I had my first colonoscopy earlier this week, probably too much information, but I haven't had a full work week as normal. So there'd be additional people I'd hope to at least interview and maybe bring as witnesses for the full motion to revoke hearing.
All right, so your motion to revoke is going to be on November 7th.
Okay. At the end of this hearing, depending on the outcome, I might ask you to bump that back a little bit. His wife, his fiance is here.
Mhm.
She is due on November the 16th. One of the reasons we're asking for him to be considered for bond is so that he can be present at that. One of the things we're going to be telling the court is that we're open to house arrest. We of course like for him to be able to work while in house arrest, but it's obviously a very important milestone. He does want to be supportive of his family.
All right, then we can set this for our MTR on October 31st. Oh, so you're set for October 29th. So that will be your MTR date.
Judge, if I may. I hate to
Yes.
be difficult. I'm actually got a vacation letter in for today and tomorrow. I stayed here to this morning to do this hearing, but I don't know that between now and October 29th, when I'm out of town for family commitments, that I'll have an opportunity to call those witnesses, prepare those witnesses, and have them ready for the 29th. I will of course be here, but I want to make the court aware ahead of time that there's just not much time with me being out of the office for something I put on the court's radar, not you, but by filing the letter, that I'll have time to prepare to clean it.
So when is your vacation?
It's supposed to start yesterday, but I stayed here for days for this.
No, I mean, when is it? So yesterday and when? is
Starting
it?
yesterday through Friday, but of course that I didn't put in a vacation letter for the weekend because there was no court on the weekend, but I'm not getting back until Sunday evening.
So you're coming back on Sunday, the 27th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Norma put this for October 31st. All right, so we're here on a motion to set bond. Is there a proposed agreement?
There's not, Your Honor. The state is.
All right, do you have any witnesses?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can call your first witness.
Oh, Paris Carmona, ParisCarmona.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Paris Alexandria Carmona.
All right, you may proceed.
Ms. Carmona, who is Mr. Medina to you?
He is my significant other.
How-
We are starting a family currently.
How long have y'all been dating?
About 9-10 months.
When you met Mr. Medina, through now, have you seen any positive changes in his life?
Yes, sir.
What have those been?
Honestly, he has slowed down a lot on drinking since we have met, because whenever we did meet, he was not in a good headspace. Now currently we are moved out of that situation. We do have custody of both of his little brothers and they have started school already.
And when did that occur?
That occurred about 2-3 months ago where we got legal guardianship.
And that was Mr. Medina's brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how old are they?
They are 15 and 16.
And how has Mr. Medina been influencing them in positive ways?
They have been amazing. His little brother actually wants to start cutting hair. And then the other one, he does want to go to the military.
And what is y'all's living situation currently?
So our living situation currently, we do live with my parents because they do want to support me and him throughout my pregnancy. I am currently 6 months pregnant. They are both retired military veterans. So we are in a way better and more stable living situation.
Do you believe that the structure within the house and being with your parents has also been helpful for Mr. Medina?
Yes, sir, 100%.
Is he able to help and support you through your pregnancy by being outside rather than in custody?
100%, yes, sir.
Is he able to help support his brothers by being outside in custody?
He does have a full-time job at a barber shop already, ever since like me and him have been together. Yes, sir.
And then has him being in custody for these last 4 or 5 days been a hardship on your family based on his brothers being in the house?
It has been super stressful just due to the fact that that is their older brother. And they are a little more frustrated due to the fact that he's not here, and it is harder for us to get into touch with him.
From your recent times with Mr. Medina, obviously he's on probation, he's charged with having done something wrong on that probation. Do you feel like he would be a good candidate for bond at this time if the court would grant it?
Honestly, sir, yes, sir, due to the fact that we are again in a super stable situation right now. He has no reason to not be, due to the fact that I have been holding him accountable to mostly everything since we have been together.
And have you had any arrests in your history, any criminal history?
No, sir, none at all.
Are you going to encourage him and support him and make sure that he reports to court?
Yes, sir, 100%.
Are you going to make sure that he follows any other court's rules like no drinking, no drug use, things of that nature while in bond?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that you want this court to know while the court is considering a bond?
I do think that he does deserve a second chance just due to the fact that he is in a better headspace in this moment of time. We are super open to honestly anything to be able to have him out to support me and his two brothers. And then he also does have another daughter. She's 4 years old. He does have 50-50 custody with her mother, so we do usually get her on the weekends, during the week, whenever she does attend school. I just think that he would be a super good candidate to be on bond.
How is his relationship with his other child?
It's amazing. She adores him.
And is the co-parenting relationship between he and his ex good?
Yes, sir.
This court has the ability to place him on GPS restriction. Financially, are y'all able to pay that $300 per month should the court put that on?
Yes, sir. I am 100%. We are eligible to pay that.
I'll pass it.
State.
Ma'am, I didn't catch your name. What was your name?
Paris Carmona?
Ms. Carmona?
Yes, sir.
My name's Tony. I have a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
Did I hear you say you'll do your best to make sure that Mr. Medina is held accountable
Yes, sir.
and does what he's supposed to do?
Yes, sir.
How long have you known Mr. Medina?
So I have known him since the end of January, end of December, beginning of January.
So that's December last year,
Yes, sir, the beginning of this year.
but for about a year
Yes,
up
sir.
there. And so would you say you have a open relationship with Mr. Medina?
Open as in how?
As in like you guys, yeah.
We do communicate
Yes,
throughout
open
everything. Yes,
communication.
yes,
Yeah, that's
sir.
what I meant. Open communication,
Completely,
you guys are completely honest with each other?
completely.
Yes. And so did he tell you that he was on probation?
So he did tell me about the situation that did happen whenever he was 17 years old. Personally, I don't ask if he is on any warrants, just due to the fact that we are super open, like super, super open. But he did tell me about the entire case in 2017. Yes, sir.
And I get that. I'm not saying like you're asking him, hey, do you have warrants? But he told you he was on probation, right?
I did not know that he was currently still on probation. I thought that I knew that he did serve time, so I personally thought that it was already over.
Okay. Did he make any comments about how much longer he was supposed to be on probation?
He has mentioned it once, but other than that,
And he didn't mention about checking in, doing other probation conditions?
no, sir.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Really briefly, we went over it. Y'all have custody of his two brothers, correct?
Yes, sir.
Was his mom a good parent?
She is an amazing parent. I just don't think that she was stable enough to take care of the two boys So regarding me and him, we're in a super stable environment right now. We thought that we would be able to provide a better living for them, especially due to them needing to be in school and the careers that they wanted to pursue.
And do you think maybe Nathan, having been with a mom who wasn't in the best spot, might have affected Nathan in some negative ways when he was young?
Yes, sir, especially in that point in time.
I'll pass it.
And no more questions.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
I'll call Mr. Medina at this time.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Nathan Deshawn Medina.
All right, just for a moment, let's go off the record. All right, are you all prepared to proceed on the motion? He's Manuel Julian Hernandez. Oh, he's entering a plea?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, if everyone could be quiet, please. Court is calling 2021 CR 7019, State of Texas versus Manuel Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
Cornelius Cox.
and are you Mr. Hernandez? Just one moment, I'm sorry. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, sir.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hernandez, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, is there an application?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It should be in there somewhere.
okay. It is. Thank you. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, sir.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with assault of a peace officer or judge as a second-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison.
Yes.
There's a $1,500 fine. The state is recommending community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2021 CR 7020, and there's to be restitution, if any, to the complainants and the cause number. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with the complainants. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor, state exhibit number one with all this attachments.
No objections.
All right, state you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Mm.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes,
You're gonna need to speak up.
yes, sir.
All right. Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just ask the court to follow the plea agreement.
All right, what was going on with you that day? Bad drugs, what?
No, ma'am, it was, not the way it's supposed to be.
All right, well,
It
do
was
you
a
have
mis-
mental health issues?
No, ma'am,
All right, so why are you spitting on officers and kicking officers?
I didn't experience it.
All right, why are you banging your head against the paddy wagon? At least that's what we called it in my day, the paddy wagon.
I wasn't banging my head.
Do you want a jury trial? Are you saying you didn't do this?
Yes, ma'am, I'm saying I didn't do it, but I don't
Do you want a
think-
jury trial?
No, ma'am.
All right, because what I'm reading in here, you did it. Now, mind you, sometimes people take drugs, they get a hold of a bad batch and they act crazy. So it says that they responded because you were waving a machete around, yelling about how you wanted to kill people.
Yes, it was a misunderstanding. I didn't say that.
Did you have a machete?
No,
So you want a jury trial?
no, ma'am.
All right. And it says that you were placed in handcuffs and then that you started slamming your head against the passenger back window, causing it to come from the frame of the vehicle. You were kicking the divider window, causing damage. You still were saying you wanted to kill everybody, including the officers. Then they transported you in the wagon for their safety. Photographs were taken of the damage to the vehicle, and all the damages were documented. They transported you to the hospital because they thought something was wrong with you. Then when they went to take you out of the wagon, you were laying on the floor after having unbuckled yourself. You spit towards the officer and the victim. And then they told you several times to stand up, you would not. And then they went to pick you up and you kicked them. So you're telling me you don't have any problems?
No,
Counsel, does he have any mental health issues? What's going on with him?
There was a couple years ago competency issue.
Okay.
That's been resolved. So he's competent now. And my understanding is that he, after evaluating the situation, his circumstances, that he wanted to enter a plea of no contest
Okay.
to this charge and accept the term of probation.
All right. Do you have any children?
no, ma'am.
Who do you live with?
I live by myself.
Okay. Have you ever been on any type of medications?
No,
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. I want the following evaluations done in custody: a TAP evaluation, MIC evaluation, follow recommendations. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. Taking consideration 2020 CR 7020. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order anger management classes. Once he completes the anger management classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be restitution, if any, and no contact with the complainants. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Okay.
Stop talking back there. All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, good luck to you. Court is calling 2024 CR 009525. State of Texas versus Malachi Bennett. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Edelman.
Defense?
John St. Hires for the defense.
And are you Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Your Honor,
Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Bennett, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Your Honor, yes, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand them? You need to speak up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest, detention in a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, no, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Bennett, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration County Court Cause number 726862. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your term of deferred adjudication be for 4 years. There be 200 hours community service restitution and a driving safety course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state?
Yes, sir.
And the court does not have to follow those recommendations.
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objections, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And do I have the cause to be taken in consideration?
Yes, Your Honor, but it is assigned to County Court 12.
All right, thank you. If you'll send it to them. Yes.
Your Honor, if I may, before we're done on the record, my client is attending the South Texas Vocational School. I would ask.
Just 1 second. let
Sorry.
me- All right, Mr. Bennett, did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, sir.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
State. We are.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is attending the South Texas Vocational School. And you're studying what?
Automotive technician.
Your Honor, I would ask the court to consider coming down somewhat on the community service hours. My client believes that providing hours to the community, or providing work to the community is valuable and is necessary as part of his plea bargain agreement. We have no issues with completing community service hours, but I would be asking the court to come down somewhat from the 200-hour community service to what the court believes is reasonable, taking into consideration that my client is a full-time student.
All right. So how old are you?
21.
All right, do you have any children?
No.
All right, why are you doing donuts in a parking lot? And then turning it into a fast and a furious chase?
Just because.
Just cause. Are you currently driving?
Yes.
All right, so what's the bus route for you to go to classes?
Like what?
No, what bus would you take from your house to get to your class? There's a bus route though, right?
Yes.
All right, so you're not going to be driving. So I'm taking away your privilege to drive. Once you've shown to the court that you can be responsible, then you can drive again. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you drive while you're on probation, you're looking at potentially 10 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes.
So did you drive yourself here today?
No,
Who drove you?
my bad.
All right, so your dad?
So who does?
Yes. All right, so here's the thing, he's not allowed to drive for a while, you understand? He could have killed somebody. So you're not gonna be allowed to drive for 6 months. Because you need to learn that that's a privilege, and when you do crazy things, it's not television. This whole thing where you watch Fast and the Furious, where he's pulling down a helicopter with a chain with his arms, real life, human being can't do that unless they're X-Men. So, and this whole thing where they're jumping off a freeway and hopping on cars, can't do that. Where they're reaching out of their car, driving 90 miles per hour and pushing a rocket launcher to the side, can't do that in real life with your hands. You understand?
Yes.
So you have to learn that you could have killed somebody, and your privileges need to be suspended for a while so you can really internalize what could have happened. You understand?
Yes.
All right, so I'm taking in consideration County Court Cause number 726862. I'm going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication, 200 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived if you complete some type of trade school and receive your certification. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Are you employed or no?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you just school full-time?
Yes.
All right, probation, I'll allow him not to work to be in school full-time so he can get that done. There is to be field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. No driving for 6 months. He's to complete the defensive driving course. And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Thanks.
All right, let's do a UA today. And if it's positive, then we'll do sober support meetings. All right, so UA Monday. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. If there's anything you need, let your probation officer know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, then you can always come back to the court, okay? You could have killed so many people. You understand? All right, good luck to you. I do not have one in the file that is the endangering of a child or the aggravated assault. I don't have one in the court's file. I'll say that. Sure, just give me one moment. 118-9918. So how long do you expect this trial to last?
Probably 4 days, Judge.
4 days?
There's a number of witnesses,
Okay.
and so I believe we probably would be going to punishment to the jury.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date, 4 days. All right, you're gonna come back on December 2nd for jury trial. Your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not consider any plea bargain agreements with a good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. You'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to let your attorney know, and they'll do a clothing exchange. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know.
Yes, Judge. I will say that I do have a vacation letter for December 9th and 10th. I'm flying out on the 6th to Colorado, and we have non-refundable tickets and
Okay, we'll see where
stay.
we are.
Okay, Judge.
Yeah, I'll make sure you make your flight.
Thank you, Judge.
Unless somebody from your family tells me, Judge, we really don't want him there.
No, I doubt that. It's my daughter's birthday. We're going to
Oh,
see a Santa run.
oh, that's so nice. All right. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. So Luis, oh, I see why you're saying that, Luis. You're like, I'm still here. You know, when I keep calling your name. Who's the attorney for Luis Martinez? Is he on the docket? I don't see him on the docket, Luis Martinez. Ramsey Ibrahim? I have 2 files. Sure. Christopher Munoz, we've already done that. Guadalupe Rodriguez. Hello, how's it going?
Good.
Usually you're in Colorado or somewhere else trying some
Nice
case.
to be home.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so what is happening with Mr. Rodriguez?
Good afternoon, Judge. So Judge, we have a possible disposition, and then right before we did the plea takeover, we found out that Mr. Rodriguez has a new case unindicted.
Mhm.
The ADA has emailed the responsible attorney to see if they're going to go forward with that case. I don't know if we can call this in a week or 2 to give them time to do that. We still may have a disposition, but if they're going forward, it may complicate it a little bit.
You want to call it for the 31st?
That'll work, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Mr. Rodriguez is coming back on October 31st. All right, thank you.
You know, while I have you, if this isn't a good time, just let me know. I've got an off-docket matter that I want to handle, talk to the court about real quick about a case that was on a docket last week with a visiting judge. I have a case number. It was a first setting, and we were
Just one second. Let me put this in the system.
certainly.
Okay, what's the cause number?
Well, on reflection, Judge, talking to the ADA, you're probably going to want me to have my client here for this, so maybe I'll ask you.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, sir, just have a seat in the box. Are you already on Medina? Or is Tony still out on that?
I believe Tony is still out here.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
All righty. And then Celestino Garcia. And state on this one, are you all going to be proceeding on the First Amendment motion or no? All right, court is calling 2023 CR 2522, State of Texas versus Celestino Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state defense?
Robert Ramirez for Mr. Garcia.
And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Celestino Celie Garcia who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 2522 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on May 11, 2023 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Celestino Celie Garcia did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May and June 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
State waives the remaining violation allegations, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Number 4, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, number 4.
Yes.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, denying the motion, continue probation, amend for the following. Extend 6 months, GPS tracking for 6 months, simply reporting for 30 days, and MRT, moral recognition therapy. And the state will take into consideration clause number 2024 PF 18478, and one last thing, no contact with Palacia apartment homes.
All right, so 2024 PF 147.
18478.
Okay, why should I follow this agreement? I mean, he's not reporting. That's like one of the easiest things to do, to report. Not only is he not reporting, but he picked up a new offense. I don't understand. What's so hard about reporting?
Your Honor, he got off the rails a little bit with his support system. He was tied with a church group, a men's church group that helped him along the way. But he's trying to do as much as he can for himself on his own. And he tried to find a place to live. He was at this apartment complex.
No, but he was supposed to reside at Victory Gospel Chapel. That's where he wanted to reside. That's where I ordered him to reside. So why is he leaving a place that I told him that's where he's to reside?
I don't know.
Did anybody do a trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal?
No, Your Honor, I didn't.
All right,